Man, I think just nowadays everybody want to skip the work, bro. Everybody want to be wealthy,
instant
rich,
gratification.
successful. Yeah. Man, I want to own a billion Bitcoin. But when it's time to put in the work,
This is the Atomic Souls Podcast.
Yeah, so welcome to Atomic Souls Podcast.
Man, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, man. This space and just all the creativity flowing in here. It's awesome, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, normally you would have Rachel here, but she's out, so you got me.
It's all good.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. I want to hear about the app too a little bit. So
Okay. Yeah, for sure. My name's Carl Burnside. I am one of the co-founders of Wellness Empowered, chief sales officer for us, and man, been in mental health for 20 plus years, working in a number of different spaces, hospitals, psychiatric units, started in residential treatment facilities, working with children and families, doing some rehabilitation and lock secured spaces, in-home services, outpatient care. Started my first clinic when I was 27 out in Indiana. And so just like my whole kind of career has kind of cultivated and built this moment. And so met Jerry and Antonio through another venture I had. And man, this idea that Antonio had about, you know, kind of helping people, tracking biometrics. And, you know, we thought about different ways to do it, software and different designs. And then I was like, hey, let's use wearables, because that's a way that you can integrate the Apple Health and all of that. And I had a team that could build the app, and it took off. And now we're in position to really have a major impact and have great partners, which is why we're here, because the work you all do, there's no words to really describe it, you know, the real impact. And
I appreciate that.
You know, it's an honor. Absolutely. It's an honor to be here, to be able to talk to you and to be able to brainstorm ways that we can make a change.
How did you get, like, what was your initial introduction into the industry? Did you have a personal experience that got you into mental health and addiction?
Yeah, man. Like, I'm be honest with you. I grew up in Gary, Indiana. One of my favorite cousins, my closest cousin, I was kind of raised by my aunt, and at home, one of my cousins, her daughter, she had mental illness. She dealt with like serious bipolar, and she, you know, drank. You know, there's a lot of alcohol around, and you know, in my home, and then my uncle was he used heroin and had no idea. And these are people I loved and cared for, and they cared for me, and still my happiest memories has been with them. But I didn't understand that some of the turmoil and some of the chaos that I witnessed at such a young age, and then in the community I grew up in, man, it's nothing but violence, drugs, danger, you know, seeing, you know, people selling drugs all the time outside. It was like the norm for me growing up.
Right.
And so like for me, you know, I was an athlete, played sports. And back then, when you was an athlete, played sports, they didn't allow you to get mixed in with a whole lot of stuff, even though you would try. The kids that were like really trying to get their mind right and get focused, they would try to like keep on the right track. But you know, it's hard, right? Yeah. So in my mind, my heart, man, I really thought I could save my city. Like I love my home city, my hometown so much. Gary, it's such a bad negative connotation like to the name, and people have negative thoughts about it, but it's a beautiful place.
Right.
With beautiful people, it's just a lot of like darkness there. And so I was inspired to really like believe I could change my family, save my family.
Right.
On both sides, alcoholism killed us on both sides. My mom's sister, she drank gin every day, man. You know what's crazy? You know, I don't want to ramble on this, bro. But my aunt, it was one time we got older, man, and she had like a gin, right? I thought I would be nice and courteous to give her a glass and some ice. She cussed me off for that, man.
Really?
Yeah, she only drink from the bottle, man, with paper bag. So, like being a kid, being around that, you know, it was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that me and Rachel talk about a lot because we try to introduce a lot of family support within our program. So we do have like a family night where we actually do process group and psych education with the family. So it might be spouses, significant others, mom, dad, you know, whoever. And I think that gets neglected a lot of times because we don't realize, like, yeah, that the addict is struggling. By no means am I trying to downplay that.
Right.
But it's not just them. It's everybody that's in their inner circle that is so drastically affected by it. And for you, I was talking about this with somebody else the other day. It was I don't know if it was a study or just a metaphor they were using, but they're talking about like two twins that came from the same household, a household that was, you know, riddled with addiction and alcoholism, stuff like that. One becomes a CEO, one becomes a convict. Yeah. And they're like, well, what's the difference? And, you know, they interview the CEO and he's like, well, after everything I saw, how could I not run the opposite direction? Right. And then they interview the twin brother and they're like, well, after everything I saw, how could I not fall into the exact same hole? And so I think it's beautiful for you that you're like, you saw that and you're like, I want to save my city, not I want to be another victim of this city and the culture. Yeah. But a lot of people don't think about that there's so many peripherals of the addict that are affected.
Yeah, it is, man. You know what I've also seen is that, like, let's just say the addicts just so happens to like get well. Let's just say in a scenario they get well, they get healthy, they get off the drugs, they put the bottle down, they're sober. Right. Man, they have to go now and deal with family members that they probably hurt. Yeah. That they've let down.
Making amends.
And some people not willing to let go. Right. And so they constantly dealing with the darkness and the horror and the painful memories that they're trying to move from because they've healed, but the family hasn't.
Yeah. I think that's a big part of making amends is you're not making amends because you're trying to get them to forgive you. You're making amends because you're forgiving yourself. Yes. And I mean, you want them to forgive you. By no means am I saying it's not about them. But a lot of people don't understand that distinction of like, they don't have to forgive you. You need to forgive yourself and allow that to not eat away at you anymore.
Right. Yeah. Right. You know, I had this debate, right? A few years ago. One of my mentors, Dr. Axelrod, man, brilliant man, by the way. He was a child psychologist, adult, and he's a pediatrician. All three. He loved school. Right. But we had a lunch and learn one day about a kid in our program that was really hurting, man. And we had a conversation around forgiveness. And he said, he was talking about you have to forgive and forget. Right. And I was like, you know, yeah, you forgive, but you never really forget. Right. Right. And then that's what you have to deal with. Sure. You can't lie to yourself and say you've forgotten it. You have to make peace with others, but peace with yourself with that fact that that's a reality that you can't go back and change.
Well, there's a scar there. So it's like, you know, when you have a traumatic experience physically, you can heal from it, but there's still be a scar. Like I got a scar on my head from when I split my skull open as a kid. Yeah. Like, I don't do that anymore, you know, but I'd still have a remembrance of, hey, you fucked up that time, remember?
You made a mistake, bro.
And so that's what you have to... Exactly what you're saying. Like you can be forgiven and it not be forgotten because it can't be forgotten. Like there's a scar there now. Right. And that's always going to be there.
Right. But it's like, it's okay. And I need people to understand, like, that's a reminder. Yeah. Like we all go through stuff, and whatever our journey is, whatever our path is, you have a season of life where there's struggle. Sure. There's letdowns, there's depression, there's anxiety, there's all these things. All right. But you can make a decision where that doesn't become your identity, because for some people that becomes their identity. Yeah. You know, you can't do that.
Should be a character developer, not an identifier.
Exactly. Let it build your character. Let it help you help the people, because obviously whatever you went through, and you made it through that, you overcame it.
Yeah.
There was a purpose and a reason for that.
Sure.
Now you go back and you help someone else do the same. You be a bridge builder. You build that bridge so they can overcome and help and be a helpmate for other people, man. But like, if you get lost in that, man, I see so many people that become their world. They just can never overcome it, man. They just can't see past it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the battle of, you know, good and evil. If you're into spirituality, because, you know, a lot of times if you look at like biblical context and stuff, if you're wanting to become a great leader and stuff, God doesn't just give you a bunch of responsibility. He gives you an opportunity to learn patience and to learn, you know, bravery and stuff like that. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is like the only way you can get to the other side is to go through the valley first.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine I was having lunch with the other day, and he was kind of, you know, venting about stuff going on in personal life with the wife and the kid, and you know they have a blended family. And that's a unique dynamic. But he's also at the beginning of an entrepreneurship journey. And I said, man, you ever think about how this is molding you into the person that you need to be in business, though? Because the amount of patience that you're having to develop to deal with that family dynamic. Right. Dude, when you start making it in business, you're not going to have any friends.
Right.
You're going to have people that you do business with.
Yeah.
But you have to be very objective. You have to be very patient.
Right.
People are going to screw you, and you got to say, hey, that's okay. I'm going to move to the next deal or the next deal, or I'm just going to trust them to be who I know they're going to be. And I'm going to figure out a way that I can hone the value of that relationship while also protecting what's a necessity for me. So those are all the little intricacies of business that business itself isn't hard. Becoming that person is hard. And you have to put it in a perspective that God's giving you that opportunity in your personal life to become that person. So you're ready for that business life. And I think a lot of people don't think about it that way, but that's the reality.
Yeah.
Doing business isn't hard. I just need to sell you something for a little more than it costs me to make it. And all of a sudden you got a business. What's difficult is being the man that you have to be or the woman you have to be to negotiate those deals and to develop those relationship dynamics.
Yeah. Man, you know, that you can write a book off what you just said right there. Man, because like entrepreneurship for a while there, like people was like, oh, he's an entrepreneur. I was like, all right, what does that mean? Right? What is it?
Right.
How is it a negative thing to have a dream and believe you can bring it to fruition?
Right.
You know, to have the dedication, the perseverance, the willpower to see it through. To see the vision, have it, and see it through, bro, and not give up, and have the determination to say, like, okay, this makes sense, right? Now, I may not be able, supply and demand, like you said, it's very simple. I may not have made it happen today, but it's going to happen.
Right.
And I have that hope. And you're right, man, life experiences, if it wasn't for my upbringing, I don't know if I have, like, the will or the desire to go into encampments.
Right.
And work with unhoused and work with veterans.
Right.
Work with people who like dealing with like tons of felons and mental illness. And you know, man, people like they just want it easy. I feel like a lot of people just want it easy, man, comfort. But when you're an entrepreneur, man, you something about you is a little different.
Yeah.
You know, you wired a little different, man.
Yeah. You got to get real homey with the discomfort.
Oh, you got to get real comfortable with the discomfort. You got to fall in love with it. You got to fall in love with the process.
Exactly.
And I think
you got to appreciate it. You got to be thankful for when it comes.
Right. Because honestly, bro, like that process of getting there, if you really commit to it and you have integrity along the way and you don't cheat the system, you don't cheat people along the way, oh man, that moment when you make it, and when you see, wow, this thing actually happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, you're talking about being an athlete. I had a background, you know, playing sports stuff too. And me and Rachel talked about this a little bit the other day. But I've just so distinctly, I'll go through times now in business where I can hear my high school basketball coach telling me, the only person you're cheating is yourself. Because we'd be running, you know, suicides and line drills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we're kids. We're trying to cut corners everywhere we can.
Tired.
And that's what he would say every time. The only person you're cheating is yourself.
Cheating yourself.
And I remember that so distinctly now. those little seeds that he had planted, because that's the truth. Exactly what you said. You need to be able to go through those times of despair with integrity and with appreciation for it that's growing you to be something even better on the other side. And that's why I think sports are so phenomenal for kids, is because they teach you those little nuggets of wisdom of the only person you're cheating is yourself. Like, you're not here for the game. The game's where you get to show off at. The work happens at practice.
Right. And then, I don't know if you ever seen the clip of like Patrick Ewing when he was coaching Georgetown, and some kid did some crazy shot, right?
Yeah.
He yanked him out the game, called a timeout, and was like, what was that shot? Like, you don't practice that shot. Yeah. Why are you taking that shot in the game and you don't practice that shot? And I think that, like, with my athletes, like, man, I think just nowadays everybody want to skip the work, bro. Everybody want to be wealthy,
instant
rich, successful. Yeah. Man, I want to own a billion Bitcoin, Right. Like, I want the Rolls Royces and I want the accolades and the adulation and all these things. And it's like, but when it's time to put in the work, who shows up?
Right.
And then, like, the quality of your work, right? Do you care about the quality of what you're doing every day?
Right.
Does it care how you impact people, right? Because as an entrepreneur, man, you a leader. So this is something I say. This is one of my, the golden rule is do unto others as you'll have them do unto you, right? My spin on it is to model your expectations. I tell that to my kids. I tell that to my business partners.
Yeah.
I tell it to, like, my staff, everybody that's around me in my life. Hey, man, model your expectations. If I want you to show up and do a great job, I'm going to come show you how to do it.
Yeah.
And you're going to see my dedication, and you're going to see my level of effort, and you're going to see my integrity. You're going to see my focus.
Yeah.
And if you can't handle that, you need to let me know. Because I am trying to replicate, and recreate myself and others.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
Like, when you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, that's what you're really trying to do.
Yeah, you're trying to work yourself out of a job. That's the goal the whole time.
Absolutely, brother. Yeah. I want to fire myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a phrase that we used to hear around here a lot, and I started saying, hey, I don't ever want to hear that again, is we would say, oh, we're going to match your energy. No, I'm going to show you the energy that I expect in return. And if you can't return that, then you don't belong here.
Don't belong here.
Yeah. You might be a great fit somewhere else, but it ain't going to be here.
Yeah. You got talent.
Yeah.
But do you have, like, the compassion?
Sure.
Because I need compassion. I need people to have a certain feeling when they walk into my workspace, when they see, like, what I've done, and they hear my name and see my face. They need to see that in you. Yeah.
Yeah. We talk a lot about culture, because we hugely believe that culture is the most important thing in business. But culture is such a unique thing that it's something that you nurture. It's not something that you create.
Yes.
Because it's every time you have a new team member join, you're kind of allowing some adoption of their culture into yours.
Yes.
Like, it's not like they don't mold into you. You kind of just mold into a whole new thing altogether. And as you get a bigger team, those individuals have less of an impact. But on small teams, let's say you got 10 people on your team, everybody's a big impact. It's 10%.
Yeah.
And so really your culture is the culmination of what you allow in, and you have to protect that and nurture that, because you can't just bring whoever in and say, oh, well, you got to, join our culture. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Everybody has, their background and their nuances. And so what you have to do is you have to nurture it and protect it so it grows into something that you're proud of. But you can't say, oh, I want that. Everybody go towards that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not realistic.
Yeah, there's a difference between culture and then a mission.
Yeah.
Like, we can all have the same mission, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to pursue that mission in the same way. And that's when you get into culture. How are we going to pursue this together?
Yeah. And that's what makes it special, man. I like that. I really like that. I think that's like, have you ever, do you eat Chick-fil-A?
I love Chick-fil-A.
All right. So have you ever gone to Chick-fil-A?
I study the crap out of Chick-fil-A. One of my favorite businesses to study.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Mine too. All right. So, funny thing though, did you see the vending? They had the vending machine, and the vending machine is closed even on Sundays as well. It's hilarious.
No, really?
Hilarious. Like one of the hospitals, I think one of the children's hospitals or something like that.
That's funny.
Hilarious. But like, how I know a place has great culture is if I go there and I have an experience outside of what I expect to normally have.
Yeah.
Like if they mess my order up, or someone doesn't greet me in a a very nice kind way, I'm like, something's wrong with them, not wrong with Chick-fil-A.
Right.
But then if you see it a couple times over and over, then you like, oh, maybe it's not the individual, maybe it's the organization, right? So I think that you said something great, the word allow. I was like, oh yeah, that's good, because you do have to safeguard the culture.
Yeah.
Who you bring in, because it's like a mixing bowl, right? It's a melting pot mixing bowl of personalities and ideas, and everyone has their own like ingenuity.
Mixing bowls is a perfect example. It's like you're making a salad. Every time you add another ingredient, that's a new salad. It's a different salad. So you got to make sure you're adding the ingredients that are going to be what you want.
Right. Same nutrients.
Exactly.
But it might just be a little different flavor.
Exactly. Yeah. I think Chick-fil-A is a phenomenal example of culture. So perfect correlation here, not to hate on Popeyes, but I think Popeyes has better chicken. I love Popeyes' food. Yeah. I will not go there though, because it is a miserable experience to deal with them every single time.
Every time, brother.
And it's purely culture. They have a better product.
Yeah. They do.
But culturally, they're horrendous.
Horrible customer experience.
Yeah.
Consistently.
And that is a top-down issue of they have poor leadership at an executive level, and then they have middle management that's like, I don't know what to do. And then they have franchisees that are like, well, I'm just doing what the boss said to do so I can have a profitable business. Apparently they're still successful because they still exist. But I don't want to be a part of that. And that's, again, it's like, what will you allow? Well, will you allow yourself to have that miserable experience for that? Maybe you will. I'm not saying that, you should or you shouldn't. I'm just saying, like, for me personally, that's how big culture is to me, that I don't want, the chicken's not worth me having that experience.
Yeah, and then here's another thing, right? Because, like, when you think about the mental health of it all, if you have a bad culture, you probably don't have a good, like, thumb on the pulse, like, what's going on with your people.
Oh, 100%.
So they can have all type of things going on with their lives and be struggling. And I don't know, man, for me, I feel like, we're here to make money, but we also here for like development.
Yeah.
So, and then also I don't believe that everybody that comes work with me is going to stay with me.
No. Most won't.
Yeah. So like, I'm going to develop you to take the next step.
Yeah.
And wherever else you go, you're going to go there.
Sure.
More equipped, well-equipped, more talent, like more, your skills are honed, you're more focused, you're wiser, you just have a better attention to detail. Something you should have improved while you were with me. If you want to provide value, something's wrong.
Yeah,
something's wrong.
I agree with that 100%. I would like to think that anybody that has been a part of our team, even if they've transitioned out, has gained value from the experience. And we've had multiple people come through that we had to let go, for X, Y, and Z things. And every single time we let them go, I'm like, look, you might be a phenomenal fit somewhere else. This is not the place for you. But I would love to write you a referral to anywhere you want to go. I will write referrals, listing all the things that you're great at. Because majority of them have all been great at things. They're just not a culture fit.
Yeah. And also, so here's my thought, like, especially when you're working with people, if I don't feel good about how you kind of move or think or talk, man, and our job is to take care of people and help people grow, heal, develop. And am I doing a good job of putting you and these people in the care, your hands? Like, I don't know, like, what kind of experience they're going to get, and this is just big business.
Warren Buffett has a great quote, and I don't remember the exact wording, but essentially it was, if you lose money for the firm, I can be understanding. If you lose a single ounce of integrity for the firm, I will be ruthless.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love Warren Buffett, man.
Dude, he has so many great things.
His story is crazy too.
His story is crazy. He has another great quote. Is do not look to satisfy your customers, leave them with joy. And basically saying like you should always try and overdo what the expectation is. Like if I say, hey, I'm going to get you a 10% return because it's an investment firm, try and shoot for 15%.
Yeah.
Not that you're setting the bar low, but you're always setting your goals higher.
Right. You leave with that good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how you get people to come back. But they had this saying. So when I first moved to Austin, and I was like, I sold my clinic, come to Austin. I went to Houston first, and then came to Austin, and I was like building my business. I was like, man, I need to, I was hustling, doing different things. And then I started selling cars for a hot second, right? And when I was in the car industry, while I was building my businesses, I learned this saying. It said, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered.
Yeah. I have a tax guy that says that constantly.
Because, dude, like, I see people try to kill off, like, one sale. Yeah. I mean, they try to hit people over the head. Yep. You'll never get those people back.
Yeah.
But if you just make a little money, because people don't care if you're making a little money. They don't want you to make money to their detriment, though.
Right. We should both walk away from this deal feeling good.
We should both be happy. It should be a win-win.
Yeah, I'm not trying to screw you, but don't screw me
Don't
either.
screw me, right?
Yeah.
But, man, dudes try to, like, just hit them over the head. I'm like, dude, like, there's no integrity in that. And how you feel good doing that?
Yeah. I think that's that scarcity mentality of, like, you're not thinking long-term. Because, like, every relationship, for me, no matter what, there's a potential value in that relationship.
Yeah.
Like the relationship with y'all. Like,
for sure.
We haven't done anything together yet, but we still constantly stay in contact with each other because you never know what the future holds. And that scarcity mentality, especially in a sales position, is like, I got to make all my money right now. You're not thinking, okay, well, they're going to buy another car in 2 or 3 years, and then another car after that, and another car after that. And they're going to tell their friends about the experience that they had here when their friends go to buy a car.
Right.
And what you just did is you burned the bridge to, a potential infinite branch of network there.
Yeah.
Rather than nurturing that and saying, hey, I don't need to make 50% off this sale. I need to make 10% or 15%.
Yeah.
But if I can turn that into 100 sales, then I still make more money in the long run.
Right.
Most people... I forgot who said this, but I remember watching a video early on. We were watching a bunch of coaching videos about business, and this guy had a metaphor where he talked about being a hunter versus a farmer. He said in the beginning, everybody wants to be a hunter. It's exciting. You get the big kill or the big sale, and you get that rush. He said, but the reality is the farmer wins out every time because you're going to run out of things to hunt, and the farmer is just going to keep getting that crop and harvest every single time over and over. He said it's not exciting, but it's scalable, it's repetitious.
And safer.
Definitely way safer.
Way safer.
And that stuck with me. We completely restructured the marketing agency based off of that, because in the beginning, we were trying to get all these big clients. Like, oh, if we can't make $20,000 a month off you, then fuck you. I don't want you.
Right.
And we restructured to where now we have a lot of small. We still have some big clients that are awesome, but we have a lot of small clients now. To where instead of having 10 clients that we make $20,000 off of, we have 20 clients that we make $2,000 off of, and then within that service package, so that way when one leaves, like, it doesn't hurt us. When you only have 10 clients and each one of them's 10 to 15% of your revenue, that's a massive impact on your budget.
That is.
But when you can figure out a way to scale the same margin, but on a lower amount of money, you make the same amount of money. And when something falls through, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And so that's what we that's what we restructured and we're successfully doing, but trying, we're always learning, trying to grow is we still have the same margins. We just sell cheaper services, and we still have clients that are very happy with the services we provide. And a lot of them grow into be very big clients. We have clients that we started with that are we started out at $400 or $500 a month, and now they're $10,000 a month clients.
That's awesome, man.
Right.
That is awesome. Because if you're making 10, 15, they're making some good money.
Exactly.
They're making some good money.
If we're less than 10% of their budget, because most people are budgeting anywhere from like 5 to 8% for marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they're making close to $100,000 a month.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And started out with us making, $20,000 a month.
Yeah.
We're getting to grow with them. And it kind of feels more of like a partnership rather than a just service provision, which is the dynamic that we want.
Yeah.
We want to grow with you. We don't want to just have another cash cow that we're making money off. Hey, if you want that to be the case, sure, give me money. Right. I'm always down to take money. But that's not the ideal relationship.
Bag that brings truck up.
Exactly. But that's not the ideal relationship. The ideal relationship is I want you to feel like when times are tough, you can call me like, hey, Mike, how can we get out of this hole? Or what is your suggestion for this? And we have clients that do that.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that we can be that call, when you need to work through something, not just the KPIs look great, so just keep on keeping on. Like, I want you to want to talk to us.
Yeah. You honestly, and you're really good. I want to tell you, like, you're really good, like, with the ideas and, like, just the pathway to conception, right? Because when I talked to you the first time, I was like, this guy's sharp. Because it was, well, I don't want to say it's proprietary, but it was one idea you threw out there. And I promise you, like, I had thought about it, Antonio had thought about it, and it was like, because, when we built this company with our own money.
Sure.
We don't have any VCs, private equity. It's all us, right?
Right. And
so when you have that type of situation, every dollar spent is critical. So what comes first? Man, you threw that out there, and I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, this guy gets it. But it's rare that someone that you are like, we really haven't had negotiations, but someone you're trying to do business with would just give you something like that to better your business.
Yeah.
But something like that could just revolutionize your whole product. And just in the conversation, like, hey, you should probably do this. Think about this. I'm like that.
Yeah.
I try to help people all the time, man. And I love when other people are like that, because at the end of the day, man, your success doesn't hurt me.
Exactly.
Mine doesn't hurt you, right?
Exactly.
And
so rising tides raises all vessels.
Right. And if I'm in a better position, and like for instance, like your marketing company, that's something that we really still have like set that we want to like have a discussion and explore. But it's like making sure we do our due diligence even on our end. I think people don't have those conversations to think about, all right, what if we make a commitment and then we can't hold that commitment because we don't have the flow that we want? We could lose a relationship.
Yeah.
And you don't want to lose a relationship. Find a pace that works for you. Find a space that works for you. Take your time, build a relationship, and move when it's time to move. But I think a lot of times people move too quick. They feel like, oh, I got to do it right now. I got to make this happen. Or people telling them that they're failures because it hasn't happened yet. Yeah. And like, man, forget all that, bro.
Man, something my dad used to say when I was a kid, and I'm so blessed to have my dad growing up. He was a phenomenal influence that I brought into business. But he used to always say, if it's a good deal today, it'll be a good deal tomorrow.
Yep.
And it's a simple statement, but it says so much about the value of patience and the true value of a deal. Because a lot of times people try to hit you with that FOMO, that fear of missing out. Well, if I don't sign right now,
right,
or especially in sales. You'll get an email and it says, hey, we got 40% off, but you got to do it within the next 48 hours.
Right.
Okay, well, either you're just trying to get rid of shit or you're going to do the same thing next month.
The same deal. It's going to come back around.
But it's that scarcity mentality, like you said. It's hard to not fall into that, but we very intentionally try to not to. It's the same way with treatment. We run ads for addiction recovery, and majority of the leads that come in, we actually refer out because they need a higher level of care. And multitude of things happens there. Mm-hmm. First off, we get to nurture a relationship with higher level of care facilities. Mm-hmm. So residential facilities, and that we get to nurture a relationship. We get to learn more about their program because we'll stay in contact with the people and be like, hey, mm-hmm. How was your programming, stuff like that. But the moment we get somebody's contact information, we're trying to stay connected with them. Yeah. Now, they might I'm not gonna say they might. They have told us, "Hey, fuck off," and we're like, "Got it. We won't call you back. Taking you off the list." But in general, we're calling and we're checking in and saying, "Hey, how was your experience there? How was your experience here?" And if they tell us, "Hey, that sucked," like this person was terrible, and I hope to never see them again, we're gonna call the place up and say, "Hey, what the fuck happened?"
Right.
And we're going to hold them accountable to that and potentially not refer to them anymore. But if we have multiple people come through and they're like, that was a wonderful experience, it's exactly what I needed. Even if we make no money off of that, which unless they come back to us for IOP, we don't make money off of it.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, that's phenomenal. And we'll call them up and say, hey, heard through the grapevine, because we're not going to identify that y'all had a great program and people were experiencing really great things. How can we help? And that the same thing happens in reverse. They'll get leads that aren't viable for them and they send them to us. But it's because we have that constant goal of providing value to everybody around us that deserves it, that we get to have value come back to us.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue, that victimhood, scarcity mindset is you're so worried about it's. The story in the Bible, I don't know if you're big on the Bible.
Yeah, brother.
Well, they got the story of the talents, right? Master leaves.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parables.
The one that got, I think it was 5 talents, 1 talent, 5 talents, 10 talents.
Yep.
And the one with 10 talents, hey, I multiplied, I turned your 10 into 20, the 5, I turned your 5 into 10. And the one that got 1 said, well, I buried it, here's your talent back. So you didn't do nothing with it?
Right.
Well, I made sure nobody took it.
Right.
And the master takes it from him and gives it to the one that already had 10 to start with.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is you're doing nothing with your life. I would rather you have failed than did nothing.
Yeah. Fail but fall, still fighting, man. Like fail forward, fall forward, man. Like I think that man, I love that parable of talents, man.
It's phenomenal.
I love that.
And especially when you think about in the treatment world of, what if somebody called us and we're like, oh, we don't provide that service, best of luck to you.
Right.
Well, they might just go get high again and OD. That might be their last day on this planet.
Yeah.
But for us to go through the effort of connecting them to another place that does provide what they need, and us, just adding that little bit of effort there.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't make money, but we saved a life.
Yeah. And that's the whole point of all of this.
Exactly.
Man. Like,
yeah, you should be focused on the mission, not focused on making money. And our mission is to save lives.
Right.
If we're doing a good job at that, the money will come. But that's not why we're here.
Right. And I'm glad you said that, because with us at Wellness, we've done some pilots with the large metropolitan police department out here in Texas. We've done work with hospital down in San Antonio and UT, well, I guess UTSA now, health system. And we done some smaller pilots. And I think that for me in my career, because I'm a mission guy, I'm like, man, you do need proof of concept, of course.
Sure.
But lead with doing the right thing.
Right.
Heal, help, assist, be a blessing to people. And then the money will come. The money will come. The mission has to be first, bro. You have to impact the life before you try to monetize the life.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy. You'll let somebody leave in a position where their livelihood is at stake. There's too many resources, bro. There's all types of nonprofits that help people.
Right.
There's too many resources just to let somebody go because you couldn't make a dime off of them, didn't have insurance or something like that. Dude, we gotta do the right thing, man.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I would rather lose money than lose an individual.
Yeah, do the pilots, test it out, help some people, and then if they like it, cool. Then they want to do business with you. But let's check out the ways that we can be a better assist to others, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm really trying to make sure everything I do and touch, because I have a few like you. I think we both we have the bug both hit us both that we both have multiple businesses, multiple ventures, and so for
the inability to say no.
The inability to say no. Man, it's such a great. I'm gonna ask you this though. All right, I know this is squirrel moment. Have you ever had an idea and you was like, I got too much going on, or you like put it off. And then you saw somebody else do it.
Yeah.
And you be like, oh, why didn't I do it?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
I was like, why didn't I do that?
It happens a lot.
That idea.
We actually, I have a friend of mine that started this email business where basically it's all AI. But he crafted this AI agent that scrapes all of your socials, like all your YouTube content, your website and everything, and develops an avatar of you to write email newsletters on your behalf. And we're doing one with them. I had that exact idea about 5 years ago that me and Joel were pitching back and forth. And we're like, we just don't have the capacity to pursue this. And so not only did somebody else do it, I am paying him to do it for me now. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. And it's spookily good. Like,
really?
He sent it to me. He's like, if you don't like this, you just don't like yourself. I was like, okay, you're right.
No
so,
way.
So yeah, no, it's really awesome. And we're in the process of, setting all that up to potentially do some white label services back and forth.
Yeah.
Because we have a ton of crossover for the marketing agency with clientele. But yeah, I mean, it's to your point. Yeah, it happens a lot. And I literally have people that's the thing with ideas that I think people don't realize. You never have a unique idea. Nothing's personal to you. There's multiple billion people on this planet. Somebody else has had that idea. It's just who's going to do it either first or better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Man, I need to talk to you about that.
All right.
We get out of here.
Yeah.
We need to talk.
Yeah, we can chat about that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is insane, man. Yeah. So like, this is us being here, being able to like, meet you all and talk to you and learn and grow. Just like right there, like, man, we've been able to. I've been able to learn a lot, just from the time we met. And, I look forward to like, when we can, shift and do a couple more projects together.
For sure.
I think it's going to be phenomenal. Just from what we've had thus far, if it shifts and man, when it shifts, like, 'cause that's what like the whole thing with wellness is about, bro. Like, honestly, it's connecting people to peer support, connect people to therapists, just having a personal touch. Like, we all wear these watches and like you can see, my heart rate, and all these things. I took this many steps, but to have something that's a personal touch to where, let's say you fall off from your normal, regular schedule, program, and you just not sleeping well for that week, or you're not you're writing things in your journal that might trigger where you should like someone should reach out to you. Like, I just think that so many people just feel alone, man. Loneliness is so hard on people.
That's the big thing too, though. Like what you just said is that you are using technology to make connection. Now the connection's in a treatment space for the most part, but it's still connection.
Yeah.
I was watching a podcast. It was what's his face from New Orleans, Theo Vaughn. He was he's crazy. He is crazy. He was interviewing this kid that was Amish.
Okay.
And I'm always learning from everything. Well, he was asking him about the technology deals. Like, how do y'all decide what's acceptable and what's not acceptable? Yeah. And he said, we judge usage of technology based off, does it bring people closer together or does it not? And I think that's such an integral part that, I think anybody should take into consideration, and a lot of times we don't, is we always look at technology for utilization as like, oh, it tracks my heart rate, it tracks my steps, it tracks all these things. But it actually, in most cases, takes us farther apart from each other, because now, I don't need to talk to doctors much because I'm tracking all that right here. Or I don't need to talk to therapists because I can just ask ChatGPT what's wrong with my brain. Whatever the case is, to where y'all are kind of in the reverse of that, of like, hey, all this technology that we're already using, how do we make this connect people? Yeah. Because truly, that's what the loneliness pandemic is, in my opinion, is we have so much utilization of technology. There's not a reason to talk to people anymore.
Right.
Like, you don't build friendship based off of similar likes and dislikes. You build relationship based off of going through struggle together. And that's what people don't understand is that, well, they wonder why, like, hey, I had all my drinking buddies or whatever it was and none of them talk to me now. It's because they weren't actually your buddy. They were associates that liked the same things as you. But you talk to military guys that went through the shit together and 30 years later, they're still brothers. It's because they went through the shit together, not because they drank afterwards together.
Exactly.
It's the mud that they got in together that made them brothers.
The shared experience.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's missing in so many of our relationships now because we've automated it all with technology. We don't need to struggle together anymore. Like your car breaks down, you're just going to get on Google and you're going to find a mechanic. You're not going to call the neighbor over and say, hey man, you mind helping me with this real quick?
Yeah.
I mean, not that technology is bad, but that's the reality situation is we've eliminated the human experience in most aspects of life.
Well, you made me think about years ago, you ever I got a guy for that, right?
Right.
Now it's like Google.
I got an app for that.
Yeah. I got an app. It went from I got a guy for that, so I got an app for that. Like, yeah, man, I think the pandemic actually accelerated that disconnection.
It did.
It made people get a little too comfortable,
right?
Not having human interaction. And then when they like start pushing the VR sets and everything, like where you was almost gonna like have a alternate reality, which you can do really good with that. I have some brilliant ideas using VR.
Yeah, we have some friends that are developing a VR therapy setup where you basically do great group therapy, but the group therapy is in a VR setting.
Yeah, you can do some amazing things with that, but the reliance on it is dangerous. Yeah, right, because you still gotta always come back to the human connection, man. Like we gotta touch dirt, man, to ground yourself. Yeah, like these souls we weren't meant to walk in these shoes, bro. Yeah.
There's so much that happens with the physical connection of it too that we don't realize. That's very scientific. Like us sitting in this room together versus doing a Zoom call. Like there's a different element here than there is when you're just doing a Zoom call. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you can't replace that connection. VR is not going to replace it. Fucking AI girlfriend's not going to replace it.
That's getting crazy too.
Right.
That's getting crazy, bro.
It's getting pretty wild.
Like what? Like I had like a couple ads on Facebook. I was like, I'm scared to open Facebook now with my kids around.
I got an ad earlier for one. I was like, okay.
like what's in my searches or who am I like connected to that keep sending me? Like it's wild.
I think I'm done with the internet for the
day. Like God, dog, man. Like, dude. Like we've gotten so far away from just the normalcy of life, bro. Like just that's why when I reached out to you, I'm like, hey man, is it cool if I come by the office? Because I mean, we've done the Zoom calls. I'm in Austin though. Like,
yeah, you can come by anytime, man.
Just pull up, bro.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that just come hang out with us. A lot of reps and stuff, from other facilities. I'll just come hang out. Yeah. We love it. I mean. Something I think's unique about us, and there might be other places that operate this way, but we're very big about, an open door policy. And when I say open door, I don't mean just to employees. Like we're open door to the community. If there's something that you need help with and you're not a client or patient, whatever the case is, dude, just come ask. Like, you know what I mean? Like give me a call, walk in my office, whatever. Yeah. Ironically, the door's closed right now because we're recording. But if I'm not in, if we're not recording, doing an episode, or I'm not in a virtual meeting, that door is wide open 24/7. The same thing with every other office here, because we want people to feel that like I'm not above you or below you, or you know what I mean. We're all just a team, and we're trying to get this together. Yeah. The motto for our entire company for years now has been "Life's a bitch. Sometimes we just need a little help," and I like that captures so much about who we are as a culture is, hey, we get it. Life sucks sometimes, and you need a little help. And we need help, not just you need help. Right. I need help too. Right. Like there might be something that you're better at than me, and I need that connection that I can lean on you when that time comes. Yeah.
Man, having like social spaces that you can like really lean on, like friendships, relationships, and having like, that type of environment where you can just kind of come in and just talk to someone, man, that's really cool because that's not normal.
Yeah.
Like people don't do that anymore. Like set an appointment while you're here. Like
Right.
like calling the police or hey, who's this guy, man? Stranger here. Like,
dude, me and Joel were texting.
Crazy.
We're texting this guy last night in a group chat. Somebody that we're trying to, bring some business to, and he's like, "Yeah, here's my Calendly link," and I'm like, "Brother, we are texting right now. Why can't you just tell me if you're available tomorrow?"
I hate that so much.
But again, it's like you're automating a process and eliminating human experience.
It's just overdone,
Yeah,
bro.
and there's so many nuances to communication that we try to be very conscientious of. That I think a lot of people aren't. So like we use Slack and we use text groups, and we try to get everything that's unofficial out of emails. Because it's a different experience.
Yeah, it is.
Like you and I texting each other is a more casual experience than you and I emailing each other. Even though we say the same fucking thing,
right?
That feels like, oh, this is my boy, not this is my business
Super
associate.
formal.
Yeah.
Like, do I give a greeting? Do I say like,
right?
Sincerely?
Exactly. And those are things that we try to be very conscientious of within our business that I think a lot of people aren't. And then it can be off-putting because they're like, oh, well, I know you from business. I'm going to email you. I'm not going to text you or whatever. It's like, dude, we're just doing life together and we both happen to do business.
Facts.
That's the thing.
Facts. Yeah, I'm glad you all like that.
Yeah.
Because if I had another, dude, I have so many apps and like so many different emails and stuff, man. I like just to have like normal interactions.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you can be talking to somebody, they send you like their Calendly or something. I'm like, bro, it don't really take all that. Like,
right.
I like to get to it.
Right.
I don't like to waste a lot of time.
Right.
We can literally talk in 5 minutes.
Right.
And have this figured out.
Right.
Why do I need to schedule a whole 30-minute block?
Exactly.
With you, bro?
Yeah.
Like what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's just yeah. I feel like, I don't want to be rude in saying this. I don't want anyone to be offended, but
offend them.
I think people are like, they like to feel more important than they really like.
I do think that's the case. Yeah.
Like, bro, no.
Yeah. We all shit on the toilet. It's okay.
Right, bro. like, come on, bro. Come out the clouds, you know? Come out the clouds, man. That's why I came in my fraternity hoodie, man. Today, I'm like, I normally wouldn't even feel comfortable coming in a hoodie like to someone I'm doing business with. But, it's different with you all. I would have to put on, like, you saw me that polo, stuffed in that polo.
Yeah, we don't
all
care,
tight.
Man. Yeah.
I'm like, man, screw this, bro. Like, that's what hurts businesses.
Yeah.
Because if you never get to a point to where you have a personal relationship with people you're doing business with, it's not sustainable, man, because it's just transactional.
Yeah.
And with me, nothing really lasts that's transactional.
No, it's not intended to last.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
And I truly, wholeheartedly believe that your network is the most important thing in business. It doesn't matter what your education is, what your experience is. It's who you know.
Yep.
And you need that to be personal relationships. Not, I made this business deal with this guy 5 years ago. Let me give him a call. No, it's, I made this business deal and we became good buddies. And, I sent him a Christmas card and he, I've seen pictures of his kids and we had cigars last weekend. In 5 years, you should have a really good relationship with each other if it's somebody that's worth doing business with.
Right.
And so that way it turns into, we do life together and we just happen to have the opportunity to also do business together. Yeah. Now, when it gets into business, it's very objective. Like I got people that I'm really good friends. I have my wife is also my business partner. And we have very different conversations about business than we do about our marriage. Yeah. And it has to get very objective. Yeah. But the reason we're able to have those very objective conversations is because we have such a great personal connection. Yeah. And I have plenty of business associates that are the same way. Me and Joel are constantly sending each other memes and stuff back and forth and everything. Yeah. And we got a great personal connection. Yeah. But when it comes time to business, it's very objective. Yeah, we're locked in. Yeah, locked in. And the way we're able to do that so effectively is because we've spent so much effort into developing and nurturing those relationships.
Yeah, he's a beast too.
Joel is phenomenal.
He's a beast. Like, dude, y'all have an incredible team, man.
I want, more than anything, I want Joel to move down here Joel, if you watch this, I'm gonna make you a Texan one day.
That would be awesome,
dude. We had him down here a few months back, earlier in the year. We had some tax documents and stuff going on. We needed him down here for. Mm-hmm. He's down here for like 3 days. And we wine and dine the shit out of them. Like, we'd go to Perry's for lunch, we go to Truluck's for dinner, and we go to, Three Forks and every place we could think of. And he's like, man, this is so good. And I said, dude, if you lived here, we could do this every day.
Got him.
I was like, I'm just trying to get him.
Got it.
Then we have Tyler. I don't know if you know Tyler. He works for Ways to Well now, but he used to do a lot of stuff with us in ASP. And he came and hang out. Him and Joel are real good buddies from back in the day as well. And so I was like, man, everything's here, bro, except you. You the only thing missing. But he still hadn't done it.
Yeah, forget that. He's resistant. He's on the West Coast, right?
He's up in Detroit.
Oh, he's in Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I thought he was in Denver.
That's Jason. We have Jason Katz. He's in Denver, Colorado.
Jason's the one that's in Denver.
Yeah. Jason's a beast too. He's doing a lot of things.
Yeah, man, I got a heck of a team, bro.
Yeah, we have another guy now too, Steve. Steve's great. So he's doing the private equity stuff with us. And him and Jason have kind of just taken the reins on that, which is great because Joel and I both have a lot on our plates. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if you met Adam either. So Adam is who runs all of our ads, so all our advertising stuff inside ASP. He's phenomenal at it. He's got a team that he works with as well. But yeah, dude, we have a powerhouse team. And that's just at ASP. Inside of Awkward, another powerhouse team. People that I look forward to coming to work and seeing. Yeah. And I think that's the big thing is like, I shouldn't wake up in the morning and be like, oh, another fucking day. Like, I wake up excited about what we're doing, what our goals are, missions are, and the people that I get to do it with.
That's cool. My team we're all spread out, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think Mark's in Cali, Dan's on the East Coast, move out there.
How did y'all connect?
It's all right. So this is pretty cool, right? Because this person knows that person knows that person. So I had a mental health clinic. I had I got brought on someone I knew. She was struggling. She was a therapist. She wanted to build her business. I'm a consultant, so I got a consulting company called Orchid Strategies, where I consult people and do business development and stuff like that. So she's like, "Hey, can you help me?" All right, cool. So we go, I help her scale and grow, and one of her clients ended up being Antonio with Frontline.
Is that how you met Antonio?
That's how I met Antonio, through her. And Antonio was just like this ball of fire, right? Jerry was the guy that supported Frontline and, helped kind of fund it in the infancy and put a lot of money up to help it become what it is. And then Jerry brought his team in. So Jerry brought in Indira, who used to be an executive for USAA. She's our CFO. And he brought her in. Those two were together. And then Dan, I met Dan because Dan, who was our COO, he used to be the COO for Current Health, which was Best Buy Health, right? Best Buy bought them. And so we did some work together. And so we all had like different little deals that we did together, but like loved the way we do business together. Yeah. And so in the beginning, it was four founders. It was myself, another lady that I did the business with, the clinic. And we parted ways because I just believe in doing business with integrity. But I won't say her name because I don't want to be that type of person. Right. And then Antonio and Jerry. And so we started it, we're building it, and then she had things going on, so she stepped away. And then we continued to build it. And then Jerry met Mark at, I think, at a conference or something like that. And Mark's like dope. Man, Mark's so cool. He's done a lot of work in the government space. So they all invested. Indira invested, Dan invested, and Mark invested. So they came on the second wave. And then everyone else is kind of like been working with us and building and scaling it. Like John, he does our government sales. And then we've had different people come and go. It's hard, like in the beginning, bro, when it's like,
yeah,
you're not making a boatload of money and it ain't pretty, but it's super cool. So people learn about the product, like, oh, this is amazing. Oh, I want to get a part of that. And then they see like, okay, we're not backed by a VC or private equity. This is not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna make some quick money. No, they're bootstrapping, they're building this thing, they're taking their time, they're building relationships. And it's like, people kind of lose that interest because it was really more like about the come up than the product, the mission. But we've had a team that's really stuck through, man. And we just got it closer over time. So now it's like, our core group. But we've met through different relationships on the team, man. And, and I'm happy for everyone, like, because we're going through different challenges, man.
Yeah.
Different challenges along the way.
There's a lot of challenges that are really unique to a startup too. Something that somebody had told me a while back that absolutely rang true is the people that you develop a business with are not the people that you run the business with.
Yeah.
And that's so accurate. I mean, when you have partners that have equity, for the most part, they stay together. But like at ASP, our founder members are completely different. And they had equity and still left.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But, inside of like Atomic and Awkward, we have positions that we've built out, and the people that we built the positions with in almost every single role are not the original people that were there because it's just different individuals. A big part is it's a different skill set. It's a different skill set to be a developer versus to be a doer. And those are things that you really only experience in that, foundational level of a startup that a lot of people are completely oblivious to because they jump in and it's already a 100-person team or a corporate environment. You never really think about those things. But somebody had to be employee number one, that position was built out around, and then the other positions are built out around. You realize what do we need to operate? What do we need for service provision? And those things are just so unique, and there's not a whole lot of content around it. Like in the beginning and still today, I'm constantly on YouTube just learning from other people how do they do their sales, how do they do their operations, how do they do their bookkeeping, all these. There's just so much to know in business, right? And not many people talk about like the policies and procedures, like the nitty gritty. Nobody wants to do it. It's boring, but it's so stinking important. I had a friend that's super successful. I mean, he exited like a $1.2 billion exit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, phenomenal guy.
That's a dream.
Yeah, and we kind of had agree to disagree moment when it came to policies and procedures because the field he was operating in, it was really big numbers. Like everything was really, really big. Yeah. It was a very different business. I don't want to give too many details. I don't want to out him. But he was like, oh, you only need procedures for high scope things, like meaning like an overall arcing. I was like, dude, I'm in complete disagreement with that. I would procedure down to how you wipe your ass when you're at my facility if I could.
There's an SOP for everything. Bro.
Exactly. And the issue is accountability. I can't hold you accountable if there's not a structure in which you were supposed to do that. Like if I just give you a goal and say, hey, I need you to achieve this goal, I can't say your process is wrong then if I didn't give you a process to go by. So, but if I have a procedure for it and say, hey, I need you to do step one, with step one I'm done, and do step two. If you skip a step, then there's a metric of accountability. Hey, you skipped this step, and that's why it's fucked up in the end result. It's a very different thing.
Yeah.
And so many people miss that, and they wonder, oh, why can't I get past $5 million? Because you can't replicate yourself. You never built out the formula. You just had some go-getters that were great. You had an A-team, but the A-team don't stick around because they want to go build the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Right. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. They don't stick around. And you know what? You got to be cool building through it all. Like, I think that as a entrepreneur, it's important that you involve early and often.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because you can catch some of those, I don't want to say weeds, but it's okay for people to leave, right? So I don't want to be like, oh, if you leave me, you wrong. No. You may only play this. You may have been only like important for a certain role, season time, and you did that, and I appreciate it, right? But I think that we have a duty to ensure that the company's in the best hands at all times,
right?
And if you just start, all right, I'm gonna throw some money at it. I think people get, I'm gonna throw money at it, and then that, I'm gonna hire somebody else to, take care of that. I'm gonna throw money at this. Like, nah, bro. Yeah, like, you can't do that.
You're never gonna be profitable.
You're never gonna be profitable.
Right.
And you know what? Guaranteed, someone's gonna bleed you dry.
Yeah,
gonna bleed you dry because you're not keeping your eyes on the chicken coop.
Yeah, you should be focused on efficiency, not on production, because production without efficiency is not profitable.
Facts.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta have structure, but if you're not structured, that's also difficult.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that's one of the things that helped me, bro, is becoming more disciplined.
Discipline's everything.
Yeah, and discipline.
There's so many aspects of that. Like, so in the beginning, my mother-in-law, she's a real big business lady, was big in Chevron and everything. They're retired now. But we were seeing a lot of really early success. Mm-hmm. And she had told me and Rachel, like, oh, y'all growing too fast. You're going to hurt yourself. And we're like, shut the fuck up, old lady. And we did. We grew really fast. Right. Like, a big goal for us is, we wanted to, hit a 6-figure month, have $100K a month. Mm-hmm. And we did that like within 5 months.
Yeah.
But then the third month of doing that, we made no money at all because we grew so fast. We had no policies, no procedures. We were just exactly what you said, throwing money at problems.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll hire somebody for that. Oh, we'll hire somebody for that.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're making $100,000 a month and you're spending $110,000 a month. And it's like, why the fuck are we doing any of this?
Overhead, out of control.
And then we realized, oh, no, she was right. Low and slow is the way to do it because you need to stay as efficient as possible. And the way you stay efficient as possible is dedicate time to writing out the formula, the policies and the procedures. The policies of culturally, these are the boundaries we're going to stay in, and the procedures of how we're going to produce within those policies. And once we did that, we realized we have triple the staff that we actually need. None of our people are doing anything. They were doing a lot of things. They just weren't producing a lot with that effort.
A lot of busy work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I can't blame them. It's not their fault. I didn't give them anything to do, right?
Yeah.
They're not the entrepreneur. They're the employee. My job is to give them the structure to work within. And that's the big thing is having the discipline to not allow excessive growth when the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah.
And the integrity to be self-aware and say, I'm the problem, not them.
Man, all right, so there's a worker mindset and then there's a leader mindset. Right. And some people are workers, some people are leaders. And when the two get mixed, right? Like, leader have to be a leader because if you put a worker in a leader position, dude, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, just because you're a good sales rep doesn't mean you're a good sales manager.
Exactly, bro. Like, it's bad, man. Yeah. And I think like the psychology in being successful in business is what I really want people to think more about. Not just what you're doing, but why are you doing it? It'll save you a ton of money. It'll save you a ton of relationships. And it'll help you. Like, I have relationships where I know what to expect of people. Yeah. I don't expect them to be A+++. Sure. I know you are B+ A grade. Right. But you're going to give me that B+ consistently.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a rare occasion that you're going to give me an A+ effort.
Right.
But as far as your talent and your acumen, your abilities overall, you're consistent people. And I can work with that.
Here's the thing too. What you were saying earlier is, okay, you're going to leave my team, but I want you to be better than you were when you joined my team. And that accountability is what allows that to happen. Yes. Because when your norm becomes, top of capability, then when you go to the next place, that's already the norm.
Right.
And that's what people don't realize is they think, oh, well, I'm just constantly cracking the whip on my workers. No, that's not what you're doing. If you are doing that, you're doing it wrong. Yeah. What you should be doing is you are serving your employees and your team members to allow them the ability to find what their full potential is. Yeah. Back to biblical principles. So you would say Jesus is the leader of the disciples, right?
Right.
But when they go to dinner, who's washing the feet? It's Jesus that is washing the feet to make them better men. Right. And that's what we have to be as leaders. Is if they're failing, it's not their failure; it's my failure. I did not prepare them for whatever it is that they're failing at.
Correct. You got to put your role players in the right positions.
Exactly.
Man. Like, if you want to win, make sure people in the right position succeed.
Shaq was one of the most dominant players ever. But if you would have put him at point, that would have been really bad.
That would have been horrible.
Exactly. His role is to be down in the paint.
He loved to handle the ball early in his career.
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, big man.
Yeah.
Get on down there.
Exactly.
Get where you belong, buddy.
Exactly.
And then that's how you go from, making it to the finals to winning the finals.
Exactly.
And you got to be okay. I think that's what we was talking about earlier. It's like, man, confrontation is cool. Like, if it's done the right way. I think doing it with the right intention, the right mindset, and not like and having emotional IQ, right? Emotional intelligence to say, hey, listen, let's talk, because I want you to develop what you're doing. That's just not gonna work. This is what I need from you. It's okay to tell people what you need from them.
Yeah,
I do it in my relationship. Like, hey, this is what I need. I'm a simple guy. So this is all I'm asking of you is 1 through 5. If you're trying to do a 6 through 10 and like, oh, well, I did all of this.
Yeah.
That's great. But all I ask of you is 1 through 5. If we can get these things done, I'm happy. Those things are great. They may not actually lead to my happiness though. And I think that in business, you have to be consistent in your messaging and say, hey, look, this is where we need to be at. And like, man, I did a training the other day. And when you in high pressure situations and, there's a lot of money on the line, man, people get stressed out.
Yeah.
And we was talking about, folks like getting to a point where anxiety's high, they unaliving themselves. And you feel like, oh man, I just can't do it no more. And this is that breaking point. Well, are the expectations on you realistic?
Yeah.
Can you actually handle that? Because normally people who are built for that type of pressure, they don't fold to it like that. They have moments,
right? But
they're not at a loss every day, man. Right. They thrive under that.
Yeah, you're probably in the wrong position.
You're in the wrong position, man. Like that's a clear indicator if whatever you're going through in life, whatever you're trying to accomplish, is not driving you to be better, it's breaking you. Something's out of order.
Yeah. And that's, again, back to leadership. That's one of the primary objectives as a leader is identify what the position viabilities are. Something I heard a long time back, and this has reigned true for me, is you should affirm potential, not just condemn behavior. And that's what happens a lot of times is we condemn behavior we don't like, but we don't ever affirm what their potential is.
That is a good one. That is a good one, especially with the youth.
Yeah, that is a good especially one. With youth. And with that, let's say you got a basketball player, or football, whatever the case is, and you're getting on to them, kind of talking about, like, let's say we're running drills, we're doing suicide or something like that. You don't just constantly condemn, like, stop cheating, stop cutting corners, stuff like that. You say, hey, you have the potential to be a D1 athlete.
Yes.
Do you want to pursue that potential together, or do you want to just hang out with your buddies? If you want to hang out with your buddies, do you. I'm not going to push you.
Right.
But if we can agree that you want to be the next Kobe, this ain't going to cut it, bro. Right. You think that he would do that? No. Kobe's hitting every single line, and he started 4 hours before everybody else did. So if that's what you're telling me your goal is, then I'm going to push the shit out of you till you achieve that goal. And if you tell me that you don't want to be pushed anymore, that's fine, but we're not pursuing that goal anymore.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids need that.
Yeah, they do.
But I mean, adults need that too.
Adults need it. If we can do it with the kids first, though, then adults don't need it as much.
Yeah, bro. Like that's powerful. Just having like honestly, my kids call me Bill Cosby, bro. Not because of the Jello or the pills, but this is the lectures.
Yeah.
Right. Like, oh, here comes Bill Cosby again with the lectures, right?
Yeah.
And
America's dad.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's where I learned it. Like, man, the conversations, they may not like want to hear it in that moment. Like, oh, please shut up. But it'll sink in because a week from now, you're gonna see them display a behavior like, oh, you were listening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're always listening.
They're always listening, always watching. And the same thing with your staff, man. Your team, like, people are always watching you.
Yeah.
They're always paying attention. So you gotta really model those expectations that you have of others, man. And it should show on your product. Like, your product, whatever it is you're selling and doing, should embody the principles and values in which you live by.
Yeah, perspective is everything. And that's something that, again, we have to protect. I talk about this a lot with people that I'm coaching, is a lot of times I will intentionally make sure that I show up at 7 or 8 o'clock before everybody else gets here. Just so when they get here, they're like, oh shit, Mike's already here. Yeah. I won't even be doing anything. Like I'll be sitting here scrolling TikTok or something, but that perspective of like the boss was the first to show up and the last to leave, that's a big thing. Like it's big for me, for the team to know like, hey, I'm here with you. Like we're in this together. If you're struggling, we're struggling. And that's not isolated to you. Yeah. And I think there's a lot to be said about that. Just across the board. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. You should lead by example, not just by dictation.
Yeah. Sure. That's good, man.